The base trim in my class is 3 inches wide. Measure from the outside to outside and add 3 inches to the length, both in the front and on the sides. Go through the normal procedure of cutting your pieces to the right size, cutting them to width and then to the proper length, then plane both sides down to 13/16 thick. The next step is to run them through the wide belt sander. Set it correctly and then sand both sides. Take all of your pieces to the shaper and locate the best face. You want the best face down for all these cuts. Run them through on one edge.
Now we come to a part that a lot of people mess up on, so I'm going to go through it step by step. You have your 3 pieces that you cut for your base trim. They've been planed both sides once down to 13/16, sanded both sides down to 3/4. We ran them through the shaper. Now, these are your left and right. Now you've got to be careful to cut opposite ends. The first step on this is to cut a 45-degree angle on one end on all 3, except I need to turn it around so that they're opposite each other, mirror images. So I want to cut this end and this end. So I know that they're opposite. So set this to 45 degrees, and you just press down, and it moves over to 45 and locks in. Now I must cut with the flat side, not the side that has the decorative edge, the flat side against the fence. All right, there's my cut. That's the end I wanted to cut. You can see the laser there. I need to cut enough so that that corner disappears. So I cut right on that corner. Nice and sharp. Now the other one, I said I need this against the fence, and so all I do is I flip it upside down. There's that edge, big flat side against the fence right there, and we cut again. All right, again, nice and sharp. So now I have these that are opposite. They're mirror images of each other. There's a left, there's a right. Now the front one, doesn't matter which one you cut, which end. I just tend to stick it in like that and make a cut. So there it is, it's the same cut as always, and chop it out. Now of course I have to cut the other end, but I have no idea where yet. Let's put them back on the project and we'll mark where to cut them off. First we put them together. That goes on like that. Here's the right side. Now those line up perfect. We want that right on the money. Whatever it takes, get it in place so the corners are nice and square and sharp. Okay? Now I know that the right side is longer than I need, so again we take that sharp pencil and we draw here. Whatever's sticking out, draw a nice straight line all the way up. Okay, now I know that the front is still in the right place. Now we have to do the other side. Now this side I know is in the correct place because I haven't moved it. Now I take a pencil and draw a line right there, top to bottom. Do not draw it here. You won't be able to see it in the saw. So a nice straight line. Now we also need to cut that other piece. Now this piece, as you can see, I have nothing to put it up against. So I simply move this out of the way and I take the opposite side. It at least has the angle that I want, and all I need to know is where's the right place. The angle should line up fine. So that lines up right on, nice and sharp, nothing sticking over. Now I mark the other end. And I'm all done and ready to cut. Here's the piece I need to cut. That's where I need to cut. Now that line represents where the cut goes from that line out. Okay, so I can't cut it like this unless I turn the angle. I don't want to bother doing that. It has to be cut like that, and it does go outward the way I want it, but I can't see my line. Simply take your pencil and draw that line right here and draw the angle. I know it goes that way, out, away from the line. So now you see the 2 lasers. I want the inside laser right where that line touches. So if I raise the guard, you can kind of see it better. That inside laser is right where my line is, right there, and chop it off. Good. Now the other two, we move to 0, and they're straight cuts. There's my laser, you can see right there on the inside of the line. Do the other side.
The last step is to glue your base trim on. Remember that it's completely open underneath, so don't bother gluing there. Take your bottle of glue, glue on the end where the stile is, across the top edge, and then down the other side. Flip it into place, take your nail gun, and put 2 shots in each end, right where the stile is. If your base trim is bowed at all and there's a gap, you can shoot the center, but make sure you shoot straight in, not down, otherwise you'll miss your face frame. When you do your side pieces, make sure to put glue where the miter joints touch in the front, and then again, glue on the sides and along the top edge. When you're done attaching the base trim, make sure to take the time to putty now. Use your finger on the corners, especially with all the rounded edges. Anything flat, go ahead and use a putty knife to do that.